Today we want to talk about whether or not it's risky to rent out your basement. Stick around, we're going to talk all about it right now. Hey friends, Steve and Michael Miller here with Limitless TV, and I've got a question here from Manveer Sandhu. Hopefully I said your name right. A vid on the dynamics of renting your basement would be interesting. What's it like? Do you notice the other person living in your house much? Is it a hassle? Can you trust the person who lives in your basement? Interesting topic, I think. Manveer, I think that's an interesting topic as well. It's definitely something that people want to be aware of as they're getting started with real estate investing, and especially if they're looking at potentially turning a home that they live into with a basement into their first investment property, or maybe if they're going to be renting out that basement. So what is it like? First of all, renting out your basement is going to be the same as you living in an apartment complex, honestly, except for you're the landlord that's also living in the apartment complex collecting rents from the person below. You're going to hear noises and sounds. You're going to see traffic. I mean, you're going to see them coming in and out. And so you want to be aware of that. There will be interaction with that person, which is kind of the second part of that question for you. You said, do you notice the person much? And the reality is it really kind of depends, right? If your schedules are parallel with each other, where you're leaving at the same time and coming home at the same time, you're probably going to see that person a lot. If they're friends of yours, then you may see them even more. If it's a family member, you may not want to see them, but you may see them even more. So it just depends on whether or not you're going to notice that individual as to, what their schedule is like and how often your paths are going to cross. The next part of that question was, though, is it a hassle? And that's really going to be a personal question for you. Would it feel like a hassle for you if you have someone living in your basement where you can't use your basement? Maybe you want to use your basement, and having someone in there would be problematic or create that kind of hassle scenario where you don't like it. If that's the case, you may not want to rent out the basement. But if the payment that you're getting for that, if they're covering your mortgage and that can offset whatever hassle that could be for you, there's a huge argument for that as well, right? So really, when you're renting out your basement in the beginning and you're doing this kind of thing where you're living in the home and renting out the basement and allowing your basement renter to pay off your mortgage for you, you're doing a delay of gratification play. This is really what it is. You're willing to sacrifice some upfront comforts of today to be able to gain more comfort tomorrow. This is the play that you're doing. So yes, there will be some hassle there, I think, associated with it. Probably notice that person more than you would want to, maybe. And the next part of that question is, can you trust them? My answer for you is you can trust them as long as you do the appropriate research, and as far as you can trust anybody, really. People are dynamic, people change. We don't always know people necessarily that like we think we know them, I guess, but you can do things and put things in place that can help you in that process. Doing a proper credit check before you allow someone to rent out your basement apartment is critical. Always do a credit check. I don't say that so that you'll necessarily keep people out if they have a ding on their credit, but it gives you a great snapshot of that person's financial responsibility or what they've done over the last years, right? So doing that credit check can oftentimes help you understand if they're late on other payments. And so if they are late on other payments, chances are they may be late on yours. It can tell you if they've got any judgments out against them, right? If they've got any court judgments that they're paying on or different things like that. So a credit report can tell you a lot of great things. Second thing that you want to do, though, besides just a credit report, is do a background check, right? You want to do a proper background check. Are they criminals? Did they go to jail for theft, or for breaking and entering? You may not want to have that person in your basement so close to a door where they could get up and break into your home if they know that you're gone. By the way, they are going to know if you're there or not, right? Especially if they're in your basement, they can hear you upstairs walking around, talking, unless you have like amazing soundproofing in between floors, which most homes don't have that necessarily, then you'll be able to hear things. They'll be able to know if you're there or not. So trust is a really big thing. You want to make sure you have as high a level of trust as you possibly can with the person that you're putting in your home. And oftentimes you can gain that by doing a good credit check and then a good background check. The next part of that, though, is besides those two things, is getting references for that individual. References like work references like friends and family. I I've had people say, hey, don't ask their family because they'll just get their family to, to tell you lies or to tell you something. But honestly, we've had experience where we asked family members and the family members said, no, don't rent to those people. You don't want to rent to them because they're not gonna, they're not gonna be a good tenant for you. And of course, you've got people that will say, yeah, they're great. They've been great for years, and we've got all the evidence to prove that they're going to be awesome for you. So if you do those three things, if you do a background check, if you do a credit check or credit pull and credit check, and if you get references for them, then you should have everything that you need if you're going to be doing this to put the right type of person in your home and have a great experience renting out your basement. All right, risk assessment done. Are you ready to rent out your basement? Hopefully, or do some other type of investment. But whatever you do, get in here and learn some more. Go ahead and comment below, subscribe, like the video. We love you. Thank you so much.